Yo, what's good, Visionaries? It's your boy MikeLarry from Real Life Visionaries Podcast coming on to you today to give you another edition of Off the Top Rope with your boy. Um, haven't been on in a while, haven't been talking about wrestling. You know, life be moving and stuff like that. So just here to get ready for WrestleMania. The biggest, the grandest stages of them all for WWE. It's like the Super Bowl. It's like Game 7 of the finals. It's just the championship atmosphere, the big game that everyone calls WrestleMania. Um, we got this year's WrestleMania. Her ticket sales was low because TKO wanted to raise the ticket prices. Now, hearing that they lowered the ticket prices now to get more fans into the stadium. Um, it's been mixed reviews about this WrestleMania. Basically, it's fans are saying it's lackluster. Even other people talking about, Dave Metzer, the Wrestling Observer, also said that it doesn't feel like WrestleMania season because of the lackluster storylines in some of the matches. Um, Not big of a firepower, star power that we usually see in past WrestleManias. To me, by looking at this card, for the first two nights, well, the first night and the second night, a decent card to me. Um, like I said, could be a lot of surprises. You never know what will happen during WrestleMania. So I'm gonna kick it off right here. I'm gonna go by each night. I'm not gonna hold it up too long. Um, Hold on, waiting for it to pop up. So here on the first night, you see that the first night, that's going to be added to the stage. Okay, let's see. Okay, there it goes. So we're right here on the first night. We got now these matches are not. I don't think they're in order. They could be, but I don't think it's in order. But we got 7 matches for night one, April 18th. You got a match of the Vision, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, the tag team champions, teaming up with iShow Speed to take on Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, and LA Knight. So we did have this rivalry between the tag team champions division against the Usos. They had the rivalry. LA Knight has on-standing rivalry with the Vision. Now, don't forget, the Vision did lose Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed to injury. So it really like dampered the dampered them to damper the faction, excuse me, to build their self into all of them being on WrestleMania. So a lot of these matches are basically how you could say it, uh basically been thrown together. The Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre unsanctioned match, which will be free on ESPN the first hour. So the first hour of WrestleMania also will be free each night, and then they will go to the ESPN app. Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre, great. That's a great storyline, great rivalry between these two. They was battling back and forth. Um, Jacob cost Drew McIntyre the WWE title. He lost it to Cody Rhodes on a episode of SmackDown, and then um, this match is going to be on the free hour of ESPN. The third match, we got Stephanie Valkyrie versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. Another good rivalry between these two. I feel like it's a little bit lackluster, but these two have been going back and forth ever since Liv Morgan has won, got her chance to fight against the champion, Stephanie Valkyrie, with her win at the Royal Rumble. Um, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. Also, this rivalry is a little bit lackluster. AJ Lee, to me, I feel like it's not. She came back, had a slim rivalry against Becky Lynch, then left for a couple of weeks, like 3 weeks, and then inserted herself to win the championship against Becky, and now these two will be going at WrestleMania. Another lackluster rivalry. Wasn't really interested in that rivalry, but we'll see how it goes at WrestleMania. Match 5, the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. The Irresistible Force, Nia Jackson, Lash Legend, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Valkyria, and the Bella Twins. So there was talks about that Nikki, I think, was in concussion protocol or something, or she was injured. So they're holding off. They was holding off one match because there was rumors about Io Sky will go 1-on-1 against Asuka, which I would like to see. I think 2 of Japan's top stars. But they said if Nikki isn't able to compete, then they'll add Kairi Singh and Io Sky together to take their spot. So they're still holding off on Asuka and Io, which, those two have been going at it since Damage Control has been broken apart. The next match is kind of confusing, which I kind of understand a little bit, but still don't. You got Seth Rollins taking on Gunther. Seth Rollins, who's been out of action, got kicked out of the division. He was the leader of the division. He was supposed to have this matchup against Braun Breaker. Now, Braun Breaker had an injury and couldn't compete, but they said that he's clear to wrestle, but they went on and pulled the trigger for Gunther versus Seth Rollins. Did it make sense at the time? No, because Gunther didn't really have a feud with anybody. This was just thrown on because of injury. Now, I think if Bronson Reed wasn't injured, I think it would have been Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed, but that Braun Breaker and Bronson is injured, 2 of the big players in that group of division couldn't compete. So Gunther, who didn't have a match at WrestleMania, gets to step in. But if you look at it last Monday, when Gunther said, "You owe me, Paul," could this be setting up a match against Gunther versus Brock Lesnar in the future? There have been talks of Brock probably retiring either this year or next year. Could that be setting up something where Gunther can basically retire Brock Lesnar? Because they have been calling him the legend killer, retiring Goldberg, retiring AJ Styles, retiring John Cena. Could he retire Brock Lesnar next? So we'll see. Yes, this match was thrown together, like I said, due to injury to other wrestlers. And the last match, which I think will main event night 1 of WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes defending the championship against Randy Orton. Randy Orton with Pat McAfee in his corner. So the build up to this match didn't need Pat McAfee in there, because when Randy Orton was on the call and with somebody and say, "Oh, they're disrespecting our legacy," I'm thinking that, okay, this might be somebody that's coming back, or this is somebody that Randy in the past, teamed up with or did something with. So with these two, with adding Pat McAfee to it, and remember, this wasn't WWE creative control. This is TKO stepping in because of ticket sales basically being low. So they wanted to add Pat McAfee because he brings that he brings a crowd as well to the wrestling. People that don't watch wrestling, or he can bring fans over to see what this new, product is, or casual fans to bring them over and say, "Oh snap, what's the name fighting? Okay, I like this." So we'll see, where that goes. That's night one, and this is night one. I don't think it's going to be in this order, but this is night one of 7 matches at WrestleMania. Night one, Saturday, the 18th. Now, night two, as we scroll down, now do you see this one has 6 matches? So there could be one more match added to night two, and this is April 19th. Like I said, you still got one more week for the build up. As we look at the matches here, Obi Femi versus Brock Lesnar. I think I want to see that match. 2 powerhouses going at it, and I think this is where Brock Lesnar will hand Obi Femi hand the torch down to him. Say, hey, young fella, take it and run with it. You are the new generation of WWE, of this company right now. So that's going to be one great match. 2 powerhouses, but we'll see how long that match will go as well. We have a 6-pack ladder match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Penta defending his title against Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio. So I know that they wanted to, of course, they was going to add a ladder match to this 6-pack challenge, just to get enough people on WrestleMania, which I understand. This could be a toss-up. Do Penta keep the championship, or could he be a transitional? Can't get the word out. Transitional champion. So we got to figure that out as well. But I think Penta might retain. Do I see Javon Evans being a chance of winning the title? Yes. Dragon Lee, I don't really see him being champion. Or JD McDonough. Rusev, no. Rey Mysterio could be a third option to win the championship just for his last run. But so far, I see Penta retaining. Third match on this list, Jade Cargill versus, and that 6-pack challenge will be on the first hour, free on ESPN. I did see that on the list. Match 3, Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. The build-up, I like. Only thing I don't like is Jade Cargill hasn't really defended the belt on live TV. She defended the title on, shows where they don't show on television or stuff like that. She has defended the title there, but she has not defended the title on any pay-per-view since she won the belt. So these two have a real life feud going against each other. Do I like the build up to it? Yes. Do I think that Jade Cargill needed to add 2 people to help her? No, because I think Jade Cargill is still strong enough to wrestle Rhea Ripley or go 1-on-1. Do I easily see a championship change? Yes, I think Rhea will win the WWE Women's Championship. This, I think, one of the few matches I can look at and say, okay, you could tell this title going to be changed because they're giving Jade Cargill beating up on Rhea every single week. So I could see a title change there. The next match we had fans outrage. Sami Zayn winning the WWE United States Championship against Carmelo Hayes, and he will defend that belt against Trick Williams at WrestleMania. Should have Sami won that title? No, but I think I understand it because they're trying to make it as, these two had a storyline together since Trick came on the main roster. So by Sami winning the title and then making him a transitional champion, basically here you're gonna hold the belt for a couple of weeks, and then we're gonna put the belt on Trick Williams. That's what basically they're gonna do. Carmelo Hayes got the end of the stick where he had to lose the title, which he didn't have to really do that. They could have made this a triple threat match and still made Carmelo come in as the champion. You know what I'm saying? They could have had Trick Williams interfere in their title match on SmackDown, had Nick Aldis come out and say, you know what, Trick, you want to interfere on title matches? You cost Sammy the title, and at WrestleMania, we're going to have Sammy versus Trick versus Carmelo Hayes, triple threat match for United States Championship. But you didn't. You kicked Carmelo out of the scene that even coming to WrestleMania. Trick Williams will be a big star, another rising star, just like Obi Femi. I think they're going to be the they're going to be ahead of the future, depending on how long they stay with WWE. But I see them as the two top young talent to be the future, bringing in a new generation for WWE. Trick, I think, will win the United States Championship. I think those two matches I just said, the last two will probably be easy. You already know who's going to win it. We go to the next match, the Demon Finn Balor. So they didn't confirm that he's going to come out as the Demon. This is what they had wrote. So he might come out as the Demon at WrestleMania, which I think he will, against Dominic Mysterio. This has been a nice rivalry building up for months now. You can see the tension in the Judgment Day. Dominic Mysterio basically was going to take over and be, I ain't going to say be the leader, but they saying that Finn would just basically holding them back, basically holding the Judgment Day back when Liv was the champion and her and Rodriguez was tag team champions, and Dominic was holding 2 titles, and Finn was just in the back playing video games with Carlito when Carlito was in the group. So this was a good build up. We already knew the tension between these two. This should be a decent match, and I'll see Finn taking the win at this one. Last match of night 2, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. This match could go both ways. Do I see CM Punk retaining? It's going to be hard. I think Roman wins the World Heavyweight Championship, gets his rightful place of being on top, back on the throne. Promos for the past couple of weeks, these two have been excellent on the promos, throwing shots at each other on the promos. And I think this is a good build up to these two matches because Cody Rhodes and Cody Rhodes, CM Punk and Roman Reigns, you could date all the way back from last WrestleMania when these two didn't like each other, or back to when they had to team up and fight the other bloodline with them boys, and they didn't, Roman didn't really like CM Punk's antics at the end of the match, and when he was throwing up the ones and stuff like that. So the little stuff in the storyline kept building. This gonna be a good match. I do see Roman Reigns probably taking it and becoming World Heavyweight Champion. Overall, this WrestleMania it's not too bad, but I feel some of the storylines were not built correctly. If you understand, if you know what I'm saying, I don't think most of the storylines wasn't built correctly, like as like the champion and like Jay Cargill, those are built up. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton was really built up, but they didn't need Pat McAfee in there. You know what I'm saying? What? Oh, if he loses, so basically you're already showing that Cody gonna retain, because if Randy loses, Pat said he's not coming back. But there was stories of him saying he was gonna let WWE go. because it was too much doing the football and wrestling and the traveling and stuff. So basically, you already predicted who was going to win. Now things might change, and TKO had on say, "Hey, Pat, give us this. Um, you know, stay with us for 3 more months. We'll do this and do that." That could be different. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I don't really hate the WrestleMania card. Like, what can you do, especially when you had multiple stars injured that cannot join the show? Braun, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. You know what I'm saying? So they had to pivot. Um, we don't even know about Nikki Bella, if she gonna be able to wrestle at WrestleMania with her sister for the tag team titles. Io Sky and Asuka left off the card. Io Sky, one of your top stars, is not on WrestleMania. So we get to see Carmelo Hayes, who could have took the championship to, you know what I'm saying, to WrestleMania. Then you got the Women's United States Championship, not on the show. You got all the other titles are on the show. The SmackDown tag team titles are not on the show. If this is WrestleMania, I think all titles need to be on the grandest stage of them all. If it's the pre-show, if it's, you know what I'm saying, the third match in the and if it's like 2 minutes, like, they need to be shown on the show. You know what I'm saying? You got your United States champion, women's United States champion, not even on the show. Your tag team champions on SmackDown is not on the show. You know what I'm saying? So I think, it's a lot going on. People would say, "Oh, Triple H not doing the thing," but Vince McMahon wasn't doing his stuff either. So, we gotta let it play out and see what happens. Yes, they be like, "Oh, they did do the title a day before WrestleMania." Yeah, sometimes they do that, but it's not the same when it's on regular TV against going to a stadium that's holding 60, 65, 70,000 people. So we'll see. I ran down the card, WrestleMania card. There could be a match added. There could be people replaced. So we'll see what happens. It might not. They might not let us know tomorrow. They might let us know because we still got a whole week left before WrestleMania. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I wanted to get on here and give you a rundown of the matches, give you my point of view of certain matches. And also go check out our first episode me and Wolf did. We're back. It's on Spotify. Go on Spotify, type in RL Visionaries podcast. It will pop up and you can go listen to us or listen to the whole episode. The whole episode is on Spotify. But you can see this one on YouTube. I'll put it on TikTok. And like we say, go like, share, subscribe, tell people about us. If they love wrestling, come listen to us. If you love to hear me and Wolf debate about the playoffs, debate about talk about the J. Cole stuff, Jay-Z talk, the albums that came out over the past couple of weeks with Kanye and Juvenile. Go to the Spotify, go listen to that whole episode. You will be entertained. And like I said, that was it. Off the Top Rope with your boy MikeLarry. I'm out.